On the night of our 3rd anniversary, my wife and her male assistant, they went into the same fitting room at the mall. I watched from nearby. My whole body went stiff when I told him I was determined to get a divorce. Panicking, he regretted it again. His phone showed a message from 10 minutes earlier. Babe, company meeting, won't be back tonight. On the floor, the tote bag held a limited edition pink gemstone brooch, and that she was pregnant. A medical report showed she was 1 month along. I walked out of the mall stone-faced. I tossed the things in my hands into a trash can. When I got home, I refused the messy bedroom, and I just crashed out right on the sofa. You fell asleep on the sofa. Aren't you afraid of catching a cold? Honey, did you stay up late gaming again? There was a time when listening to her concern, I would feel unbearably sweet. Now it just makes me sick. As soon as they put me on the bed, I shoved Lumin away. I ran to the bathroom, retching. Lumin bent down to steady me. Something fell from his pocket. It was an opened condom wrapper. There was sticky residue. I gagged. It's a prank by the clients from tonight's party. It's still too early to prank my husband. Go back and keep sleeping. When I went back into the bedroom, I saw her holding a phone. She was typing on her phone, the smile on her face. It was one I hadn't seen for a while. When she saw me come back, she hid her smile and She tapped the spot on the bed beside her. She gestured for me to get into bed. I lay down on the bed. I faced her. Do you remember what yesterday was? Do you remember? She shrugged. What? It's nothing. Go to sleep. Her fingers kept tapping the screen. Occasional low, suppressed giggles. About half an hour later, they finally stopped. I felt a body drape over me, clammy, its breath pressed against the back of my neck. His hand started to roam. Slap. I told you. It was just a prank at the client's party. No sooner had he spoken than a ringtone blared. The ringtone rang in the bedroom. Lumin glanced at his phone and rolled over. I hurried out of bed. I rushed out of the bedroom toward the bathroom. A faint, soft male voice confirmed my suspicion. Lumin cooed in a doting, gentle voice to the person on the other end of the phone, flirting, even using explicit language. Not sure how long they'd been on the phone. I only remember Lumin answering the phone. He answered when it was still dark, and now the sky outside was already bright. I sat on the sofa and stared at the photo on the living room wall. Our wedding photo. I couldn't help a bitter laugh. The first time I met Lumin was at my father's company to fulfill my college requirement. My college internship required me to join my father's company at the time. At the time, no one knew about my relationship with the chairman. Lumin had been there a year. She was assigned to mentor me. I was an inexperienced intern. She asked, "You're Luochi, the Luo from Luo Corp?" I smiled and shook my head. She didn't ask me again. She was patient as ever. Within a month, she confessed to me. As a trainee teacher, she was strict yet gentle. She was meticulous in her work. I liked her too, so it was only natural. We got together, but my dad was furious because my father wanted me to go and marry a partner company's heir, to defy my father's arranged marriage. I went and registered my marriage with Lumin. My dad, furious, kicked me out of the house. 3 years into our marriage, Lumin and I were happily together. I never told anyone. I hadn't told Lumin my true background. Not until my dad, a few days ago, he finally relented and told me to bring my wife home. Excited, I called Lumin. He was the one who picked up the phone, but it was a young boy with a really nice voice. "Hello, I'm Shenqing, Mr. Lu's new secretary." When I asked who he was, from that day on, Lumin's business outings gradually increased. He began staying out late. One day, I casually asked you if he'd hired a young male intern as a secretary. Every day he was dazed. He got yelled at by his boss. I felt sorry for him. He reminded me of how you used to be. So they moved him to my side. Mr. Lu really dotes on women. I ended up taking him under my wing. You were needlessly jealous. I'll teach you a lesson. Later, Lumi mentioned Shenqing from that day. On his first day, he picked up the wrong call. He'd already been harshly chewed out. Besides, Shenqing finished his internship. He has already left. I, too, brushed it off as a meaningless incident. On our anniversary, I ran into them at the mall. They were being intimate. I sat in the living room. I was staring at the wedding dress. I was staring at the photos, sleep-deprived. And my headache kept getting worse. At that moment, Lu Min came out of the bathroom. Seeing me sitting there dazed, "You don't look well. Go back and rest. What about you?" I have a business dinner tonight. I can't stay home to look after you." "Sorry, hon, that kind of dinner? Guests can't bring their partners." "Are you going, honey? Aren't you still mad at me?" "Besides, they'll just be talking business then." "You'll be bored, honey. There's no time." "I have to go. I keep thinking about what happened yesterday." I felt sick and Lu Ming left. Then I got a call from my childhood friend Xia Zhou. Seventh brother is hosting today. Those attending the art gala tonight. They're all big players and well-known entrepreneurs. Want to come? All right. Feeling generous today? Come to my private bar tonight. Honestly, ever since you and your family broke off relations, you hardly go out anymore. Tonight I really have to get you good and drunk when I arrive at the venue. The gala was already halfway through. When I walked in, I spotted a familiar figure in the crowd, Lu Min. Her arm was linked with a man. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lu Min, VP of Luo Group. Pleased to meet you. That was my husband, Lu Min, his voice caught. When he saw me, the man at his side, expressionless, stepped in. I'm Shen Qing. Our Min will be relying on your guidance. The person beside me saw me and noticed my unusually stunned expression. Curiously asked Lu, does Mr. Lu know President Xiao's friend? Lu froze for a moment before he reacted. He meant President Xiao. Lu forced a stiff smile. President Xiao's friend used to be my former colleague. He once worked at Luo Group. He'd worked at Luo Group and looked at me. The look in his eyes begged me. If I made a scene now, his career would be ruined. His prospects are ruined, and my heart's in knots. Mr. Lu is young and successful. He's already married so early? If you meet the right person, you should settle down early. Haha, great minds think alike. Look at Mr. Lu's necklace. It's this season's new design. Your husband has great taste. I loved this designer when I studied abroad, so my husband would keep an eye out for me. That boss would nod approvingly. A man who loves his wife is a good man. Got it, Mr. Lu? You said last time. At a project pitch, Lu Min followed the boss to a secluded corner to talk. He didn't look back at me when he went to work. Xie Zhou, disappointed that I hadn't improved, said, what are you afraid of? Slap him in public so everyone can see what those two really are. So that's their true colors. He's here today, representing the Luo family. I can't get my dad in trouble, because I brought shame on the family. These past 3 years, my dad has kept his distance. He's ignored me the whole time, but I know he always thinks of me. He's been quietly paving the way for Lu Min. Otherwise, Lu Min wouldn't have been promoted so fast. That thought made my decision that evening. Lu Min didn't get home until late. She had a bag in her hand. Babe, it's a game console for you. Don't get the wrong idea. Babe, I'm just worried you'd be bored, so I didn't take you tonight. By the way, didn't Shen Qing already quit? This is my last chance to explain to him. He graduated and came back. What? Are you jealous, babe? Don't worry. We're strictly boss and employee. Don't read anything into it. If I hadn't heard that at the mall, I would have believed Lu Min about all that. I found it in his pocket, a hotel key card. In that instant, it hit me like a slap. I was slapped hard 3 years into our marriage. I had always thought we were in love. He's ambitious, and in my spare time after work, I helped out at home and supported him, and did my best for his career. He provided a comfortable home, so he had no worries. His parents came from their hometown. They came to Zhangcheng for surgery. I stayed up nights at the hospital caring for him. He was busy, entertaining clients and skipping meals. When things were irregular, I cooked for him. I brought him meals every day. Later, after he started traveling for work, when he was hospitalized with a stomach ulcer, I wasn't by his side. Consumed with guilt, I quit my job and became a full-time homemaker. I never expected the sacrifices I'd make to be repaid with betrayal and lies. The former colleague, he casually mentioned. I took out my phone and dialed. A testing center I knew. The doctor at the testing center. I asked Dr. Zhang to perform one for me. Paternity test. I returned to in the bedroom. Lu Min had already finished showering. I just finished my shower, Lu Min. Let's talk, honey. I'm really tired today. I have a business trip tomorrow, so let me rest for now. Please let me rest. I'm begging you. Honey, you're the best. You're so understanding. I'll bring you a present when I get back. Okay? How long? About a week. Are you going alone? Yeah. He stayed calm, even smiling faintly as he met my eyes. He blinked twice. He doesn't realize he always gets that little tick when he lies. When I woke the next morning, Lu Min was already gone. I thought my heart had turned to stone. But when I saw the paternity test on my phone, results, my hand still trembled for a moment. He's my child, my years with Lu Min. They weren't all a lie. After all, we have a child together. We used to hope for a child, that it would be the continuation of our love. Whenever we went to the mall, we'd always stop by the baby store. We'd pick out baby clothes and imagine what our future child would be like. Upset, I got a text. Flash delivery. Your condoms. Ultra-thin condoms have been shipped. They're expected to arrive in about 40 minutes. At the Jinxing Hotel on Zhongshan Road in Binzhou. Who could have used my number? Only Lu Min. He must have just arrived in Binzhou. He couldn't wait. I almost laughed through tears. I'd forgotten it all along. The one wanting a child. Maybe it was only me. As he got busier, I started going alone. To the baby store. As an expectant father, I went into a baby store. But as I was leaving, I saw my wife, who was supposed to be working late. She was holding another man's hand. All my doubts were gone. I've decided to divorce, but I need to sort things out before the divorce. It's about the child. He's going on a business trip next week. I'm going to the airport to see him off. As I was leaving, I saw Lu Mi walk out of the terminal alone. Honey, did you come to pick me up? A moment later, a figure leapt into his arms. Babe, I'm here! He had Lumi in a tight embrace. Then he saw me. He froze for 2 seconds, then slowly pulled away from Lumi. You must be Mr. Liu. I'm Shen Qing, the GM's assistant. I've heard so much about you. When the GM mentioned you, Shen Qing smiled politely, but I kept my face blank and said nothing. Lu Min hurriedly smoothed things over. Haha, what a coincidence. All right, honey, let's go home. Shen Qing's tense voice came from behind. Mr. Liu, Director Luo says you need to get back to the office for the meeting. Did you forget? Lu Min looked at me. On your face appeared a pained, awkward expression. His gaze flicked between me and Shen Qing. After pacing back and forth twice, I finally made up my mind. Honey, I have to rush back to the office. There's an urgent meeting. Before you could finish speaking, Shen Qing ran up. She grabbed his hand. She led him into a taxi at the curb. They really looked like brave lovers eloping. I almost wanted to wish them well. If that woman weren't my wife, Lu Mi probably would have stayed out all night. She didn't call or even send a message. The next morning I phoned Lu Min. Where are you? I'm at the hospital. Come over. Lu Min hurriedly asked her husband, why are you going to the hospital? Are you feeling unwell? Wait for me. I'll be right back. Anyone hearing that would think she was a devoted wife who loved her husband. I told him to go to the first hospital entrance. I'd already booked Lu Min an appointment with the gynecology chief. I was going to confront him today and ask about an abortion. Standing outside First Hospital, my mind was a mess. Not long after we met, one late night, while working overtime, my appendicitis flared up. Lu Min noticed how pale I looked. He rushed me to the hospital and, without even taking off his clothes, tending to me. When our coworkers teased us, we both blushed. We both blushed. He was on the hospital rooftop. On the day he confessed to me, a gentle breeze was blowing. The sunset was soft. I thought I'd found the love of my life, whether we were poor or rich, in sickness and in health. I thought he'd stay with me. I never expected that in just 3 years, everything would be completely different. I'd rather we never met, but I was outside the hospital. I waited an hour. Lu Min didn't show, so I called my father's chief assistant. Assistant Meng, I need a favor. Please go to my father's office. Look for something for me. 3 days later, I came home. I used the key to open the door. At that instant, I froze. The two on the sofa froze. When they saw me, Lu Min immediately scrambled off Shen Qing. She stood up, flustered and at a loss. Babe, why are you home? Shen Qing was calm as ever. He was still smiling as he greeted me. Lu Min, a bit embarrassed, explained. Earlier, Shen Qing said he had a slight fever. I accidentally stepped on him. No need to explain. I said coolly, my face unreadable. Shen Qing looked disappointed. He still had a youthful expression on his face. Lu Min cleared her throat. Babe, I didn't mean to stand you up the other day. Shen Qing's hand got cut. He was alone in this city and had no friends. I had to take him to the hospital that day. If I hadn't gotten there in time, if you hadn't shown up, his injury would have been left to heal on its own. After all, it was on his hands. Not even a bandage, he must have healed. I get it. A young guy, on his own, really can't handle it. He just arrived at the hospital. He didn't know his way around. Hearing my cold tone, Lu Min said, Honey, don't overthink it. I honestly didn't think much of it. You're his boss. It's normal to check on your people. Besides, if another woman got involved, it could damage your relationship. Lu Min suspects I'm being snide. He left Shen Qing aside. He went around the living room. Past the coffee table, he pulled me into his arms. In his arms, honey, don't be mad. Shen Qing bristled. He was about to say something, but Lu Min cut him off with a glare that shut him up. By the way, honey, I need a favor. Your friend turned out to be Mr. Xia. I only found out at the last banquet. You've got connections like that. Why didn't you introduce him to me? He's very busy, I said lightly. Please, husband, I'm begging you. Please help me. This was arranged by Mr. Luo, he said. If I can smoothly push it through, the cooperation with the Xia group, then he'll give me a promotion in return. The bonus, I pursed my lips, I knew. This is my dad. He's doing it to pave the way for him with Xia Corp. They're a long-standing partner of the Luo group, and maintaining that steady partnership used to be handled by senior executives. How could it be left to young Lu Min? It can only be my dad doing it for I'm such an unfilial child, and deliberately propping up Miss Lu. Does your husband really love you? If he doesn't, then how? Even this little thing, would he be unwilling to do it for you? If it were me, I'd do it. If it were you, you'd definitely help him. Hook him up, right? Go on then, try it. Try it. Shen Qing's face flushed red. I don't have your kind of connections. But I wouldn't stand by and do nothing while Minmin was upset. I couldn't stay quiet. I couldn't hold it in. You changed the way you call me. See, if I don't help, I won't even pretend anymore. Oh, really? Lu Min's gaze seemed to blame me. Honey, how could you say that about Shen Qing? I'm not just blaming him, I'm blaming you too. You may be wearing perfume, but I still can vaguely smell a scumbag on you. You can't tie down a dog that wants to leave. Lumin, I'm divorcing you. Lumin, come up. She lunged at my husband. I won't agree to a divorce. I can't divorce you. I ignored him and said, I've already signed the divorce papers. You cheated. You're the guilty party. You'll walk away empty-handed. This apartment. In a month, a real estate agent will come. They'll come to reclaim it. You should move out as soon as possible. Get your things and go. Lumin kept explaining. Honey, are you mistaken about me and Shen Qing? It's not what you think. The two of us are innocent. Do you take me for a 3-year-old? Don't tell me you two. We're just playing Jenga on the couch.